2022, I was balling in love. That was the year that I did 30 million naira from one video course.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, how did you pull it?
I don't know. I think God did for that. I think people were not used to that kind of marketing at that time. So I was all over the place. Man, the marketing was bad. I can tell you the absolute truth. Nobody knows, as I always say on my timeline, nobody knows a silent expert. So what I usually tell individuals, before we even talk about all the tools,
okay,
you need to bring your voice out. Wake up. And the easiest way to do that right now is on social media. Wake up every day, put out on your status, put out on your social media platforms that you've chosen, and share your knowledge, share your thoughts, share your perspectives, share your life, your lifestyle, share your inclinations, share your pet peeves. I mean, let people have an insight into how your life functions, into how you're building your world. That is visibility first and foremost. And that is easy to be done with the smartphone now and access to the internet. Two things, access to the internet and your smartphone, basically. You've got to place a fee on your value, right? It's as simple as when people come into your inbox and ask you questions. Can you charge them for the time? Like somebody comes in and asks me, sir, have this issue, have this issue, have this issue. And I look at it, I'm like, okay, I can spend 1 hour to explain this to this individual, and then I have to put a value to that 1 hour. So many individuals that I've come across have not been able to cross the bridge. They feel like, okay, who's going to pay? I mean, what do I even know that people will pay for? The first fundamental thing is to accept the fact that that thing that you know is monetizable. Writing and speaking are actually tools to be able to, they are tools of monetization. Understand? Even though they are gifts, but they are tools to be used to monetize. Because if you've got something that you are valuable at, if you don't speak about it, people wouldn't understand that you're valuable at that. If you don't write about it, people may not understand that you're valuable. So for me, they are tools of expression.
Welcome to the Jerrycan Show. My name is Jerry, and my goal for the show is to introduce you to the people, the ideas, and the resources that will help you execute on your dreams. On this show, I get to have conversations with game changers, change makers, trailblazers, people that are worthy of your time and worthy of my time. I get to unpack their brains. I get to share that knowledge with you right here on this platform. And my guest today is someone I respect so much. He's someone that has mastered the art and the science of selling your brain or selling your knowledge. Today, I'll be having a very in-depth conversation with him as regards the art and the science of monetizing your knowledge online. You agree with me that this time we're in right now, we can't take away the fact that the internet is a very big player in the grand scheme of things. And my guest is someone that has successfully mastered the landscape of the internet. So I'm so excited about it. And let's just dive right into the show and see how it goes. I know for sure that you'll get to learn something from this episode. Once again, let's dive right in. My name is Jerry. And yes, there's a saying in our local parlance that follow who no road. And my guest is someone that really has mastered and codified the art of productizing your knowledge and selling your knowledge. I did say earlier that I'm so excited about him because I see what he's doing online and the tribe he has built and the passion and the love he has when it comes to teaching people how to leverage the internet to make money. But aside that, he's a very humble person and his love for people is unmatched. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Jerrycan Show, please, a round of applause for my guest.
Yes. Thank you, Jerry.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
And
glad that you're here too.
Yes, I really mean what I said. Meeting you for the first time and reaching out to you, the way you respond, it's it's very humbling. Again, I come to understand that it's your nature.
Yeah, it's just me.
All right, so let's dive right straight to business. First, I know some things about you, so much about you, but for the sake of our guests, let's begin with the background.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Emeka Nobis. I'm 45 years old. I studied mechanical engineering. Then after being employed by a company called Saipem, I worked there for 10 years and then I resigned. It was while I was working there that I realized that I could actually do a whole lot more with the gifts that I have, the gift of speaking, primarily the gift of writing, and then secondary, the gift of speaking, right? So even while I was working in the company, I was utilizing my gifts. I was, inspiring my colleagues at work. I was sending newsletters to them. I was speaking at events during the weekends. And then after being there for 10 years, I resigned. So today, my great focus today is on helping individuals to monetize their experiences, their expertise, their knowledge, their stories. That's in a nutshell what I am doing right now with my life.
Okay, from what you rightly said, you wear so many hats. Writing, speaking.
Those are tools, actually. Writing and speaking are actually tools to be able to, they are tools of monetization. You understand? Even though they are gifts, but they are tools to be used to monetize. Because if you've got something that you are valuable at, if you don't speak about it, people wouldn't understand that you're valuable at that. If you don't write about it, people may not understand that you're valuable. So therefore, me, there are tools of expression. Okay. What I carry.
You understand perfectly marketing and branding and sales, all of that. As you rightly said, the speaking, the writing, they are tools.
Yeah.
And when someone understands and knows this is the gift I have, and putting it out there. So let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about branding.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. So let me start with branding or a brand.
Okay.
A brand is an expression. How do you feel about when you have an experience with something, an object, an entity, a human being, an organization? What do you go away with as an experience? When you go away with a certain experience that you can contextualize and you can succinctly speak about that experience, that means that thing that the brand has done, that thing that the organization or the entity or object, whatever, has done, is its brand embodiment.
So it's more like it's a feeling.
It's a feeling, basically.
Okay.
Like, for example, you fly in an airplane, or you enter into a supermarket, or you bought a product. At the end of using that product, or flying the airplane, or speaking with someone, or entertaining someone, how did you feel about the experience? Was it good? Was it negative? Did you feel indifferent? That will give you an indication of what that brand, that organization stands for. That's in essence what brand is all about. The brand in itself is something that has to be done with intent to be able to pass across that feeling in that individual. Let's say, for example, you want to go fly and they tell you a particular airline leaves on time, and you get there at the airport and they actually leave on time. They say they will leave at 9 o'clock. You boarded, you flew at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
By the time you land, it is you that will go and write on Facebook and say, these guys actually flew at the time that they stipulated. That in itself is you experiencing the brand. The branding is them keeping to that
word.
Time.
Okay.
If they say they're going to leave at 9 o'clock, it's intentional that they have to fly the plane at 9 o'clock. So the branding is the action word. All the activities that you're doing to be able to pass across that feeling into someone that utilizes what you project as a value, so that they can have. And basically, every organization wants you to leave with a pleasurable feeling. I don't know if there's any organization in the world that wants you to leave except those who are in your cult or whatever. Okay. Do you understand?
So. From your definition, I have two questions. Okay. One is the how to go about it. The second one is there a cap to the limit of how someone can or should build? Is there an extent you build it, or it's something that is increasingly until infinity? There is no cap to it.
There's no cap. I mean, when you say the how is what can we put, what step-by-step process can we put in place?
So it's continuous.
So that it can continually deliver that same feeling. Let's say, for example, you want to go and eat in a restaurant, right? When you want to eat in a restaurant, you don't want to be feeling hot. Like you walk from under the sun and you walked into that restaurant and then they give you a bar that is hot at the same time, and then you sit down and you eat and sweat is all over the place. You want the place to have AC at least to cool you down while you're eating so that you can have a pleasure. So the how is installing the AC inside of that restaurant, isn't it? So every organization or anyone who truly wants to pass across that feeling, there's always a how. How do we pass across the feeling? And when you identify how you're going to do that, then the next step is to be able to install those things that can make individuals feel this experience. And there's no cap, as I can tell you for a fact. I mean, if you go and study organizations that are 100 years old,
I was getting to that because it's a book I'm currently reading right now, Built to Last by Jerry Porras.
Yeah.
It talks about companies that have done generational wealth and all of that, and how they've done it, across multiple generations of leaders, and the brand is still very, very strong.
Of course,
how they successfully passed it on to the next generation.
That's where culture comes in. The culture is how we do what we do as an entity. So when you establish how you do what you do as an entity, you can constantly pass down that particular culture as the generations, go by. And you need to realize that you ask me if there's a cap. There's no cap to it, because as generations come, the ways of doing things change, right? Somebody was writing this morning before we got on this podcast. The guy said he wrote a 627 word content on Facebook. And he noticed that some youngsters were in the comment section and saying that was too long to read. So he was angry. And this guy is he's close to 70 years old, right? And then he's made a screenshot of those comments and then put it out again with their names. He didn't even blur the names of those individuals, put it out on Facebook and said, we're in a problem, we're in trouble. Now, a man who is based in the US, who taught in public schools in the US and retired, that guy should be about 75 years old right now. He now made a repost of that same post to tell the guy that he is the one who is not changing with the times, that people reading long stuff is a problem that is global. Even they that are in the US, they are facing that global. Recently, United Nations published to say that people don't read their documents because the documents are thousands and thousands of words. And the man now said that people read, but if you understand that they are reading it in tiny bits and pieces, and by the end of the day, they may have read 7,000 words, 20,000 words, something they would have sat down to read just one piece. So the world is dynamic, there's dynamism. So as you begin to experience that dynamism, you also have to see how you can change and adapt with the times so that you can continually deliver those pleasurable experiences as a brand.
Okay, let's talk about monetizing your brand or productizing your knowledge. It's something you're very, very strong on, especially in this part of the climb and around. You're well known for it. How do we go about it? How can someone productize or monetize his or her knowledge?
Okay, there are actually 3 steps that I usually tell individuals, 3 basic steps basically. So the first step is the fact that you've got to identify and accept the fact that what you embody as an experience, as knowledge, as expertise can be paid for. If you don't get it right in your mind that somebody can pay for your knowledge, for your value, then you remember that the foundation many times is it has to start from the mind. Because as a man is, so he think it is. As a man think it, so that's the basic foundation, right? So many individuals that I've come across have not been able to cross the bridge. They feel like, okay, who's going to pay? What do I even know that people will pay for? The first fundamental thing is to accept the fact that that thing that you know is monetizable. That's the truth.
When you talk about people not knowing that what they have can be paid for, is it not more is it existential thing or identity thing? Self-esteem thing.
There are quite a lot of
personality.
There are quite a lot of reasons for that.
So what are they?
Number one could be what they call imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome.
The imposter syndrome. Number 2 could be learned helplessness. What I mean by learned helplessness is that they have been constantly hearing that they are valueless. You can even start from the home. When parents constantly bash their kids and call them names, these children grow with those things and they learn helplessness.
Okay.
And they take into their adulthood. So when you now tell the individual, really, you can, and they're like, because that thing is like a software that is playing on the inside because they have been groomed like that from childhood and it keeps on playing. So at that level, that point, they may not be able to accept what it is that you're telling them. It could also be an identity problem, as you said.
Okay.
They don't understand themselves. They lack the confidence and the boldness and assertion to be able to say what I've got is valuable. So there could be reasons, right? So basically what we do is even help them to override those things. It's quite a lot of work to override that what I call it deficit, or that disadvantageous notion that I've built over the years. Then the second point is got to place a fee on your value. Right? It's as simple as when people come into your inbox and ask you questions. Can you charge them for the time? Like somebody comes in and asks me, sir, have this issue, have this issue, have this issue. And I look at it, I'm like, okay, I can spend 1 hour to explain this to this individual, and then I have to put a value to that 1 hour. I can say that 1 hour can be 100K. That 1 hour could be 250,000 naira, as the case may be. Some individuals charge high. So that is, if I now tell an individual, I'm going to help you solve your problems, I'm going to attend to your issues, but this is what it's going to cost you to be able to assess my wisdom. So even two things will happen. Or three things. They will either walk away, or they accept to pay, or thirdly, they will begin to make those negotiations. When they do negotiations and they accept to pay, that is the one that I love, is to show that they've got value, they've got respect.
For what you
They
do.
even have respect for themselves, because understanding the fact that they have to tap into my wisdom to be able to get to that next step shows they have respect for their lives and respect for their future. Thirdly, you've got to be able to put these things into monetizable formats, because why will someone pay? You've got to be able to put it into frameworks, into methodologies that people have to pay for. So format in terms of consultation, it could be in form of courses, it could be in form of books, it could be in form of masterclasses, it could be in form of video courses. So you've got to put these things, these frameworks, these things that you know that can solve someone's problem if they go step by step, following your wisdom to be able to arrive at a solution. So these are the three fundamental things. I mean, I just wanted to put that into
it's very helpful. Yeah, it's very helpful. And I love the fact how you made it very, step by step. The first one you talked about was the mindset thing.
Yes.
And the second one is putting value.
Monetary value on that which you're offering.
On that which you're offering. And the third one, what's it again?
Putting them into consumable products, or putting the frameworks and methodologies into consumable formats that they can pay for.
The next one will be, what are the tools involved? I love how we're going very strong on this. What are the tools involved that people can leverage? There's a lot of free, let's say, tools or platform.
Yeah.
Some persons have no idea. For someone that wants to start, get into the space of productizing, monetizing his or her knowledge, what's the place you'll encourage a person to start with or from? How does the person start?
Usually what I advise individuals to start from is to be able to start to showcase themselves and become visible. Nobody knows, as I always say on my timeline, nobody knows a silent expert. So what I usually tell individuals, before we even talk about all the tools, you need to bring your voice out. Wake up. And the easiest way to do that right now is on social media. Wake up every day, put out on your status, put out on your social media platforms that you've chosen, and share your knowledge, share your thoughts, share your perspectives, share your life, your lifestyle, share your inclinations, share your pet peeves. I mean, let people have an insight into how your life functions, into how you're building your world. That is visibility first and foremost, and that is easy to be done with the smartphone now and access to the internet. Two things: access to the internet and your smartphone, basically. And then there are so many tools, my brother. Even myself, even the level that I've gotten, I've not laid hand on all the tools necessary that I need for my job. The only thing is that you keep increasing per time, and as the resources are coming in, right, you begin to buy as many more tools as ever. Now we have gone into the era of AI. My team and I are now thinking AI. what are we going to do? How do we put AI into our leveraging it? That's another set of buying tools. So let's say, for example, now you want to create an ebook, which is a product, right? You need to understand the kind of tools that you need to make. So the first tool is having a word processing document, a word processor. That can be, I mean, I don't type with my phone, I type with my laptop. So, but the individuals, one of my staff here, she doesn't type on laptop, she likes to type on the phone. She creates her work. So word processor is easily downloadable from Google Store or the Apple Store. You download it and then you can use it to write your books. I mean, people think that writing ebooks should be 50-something pages. My brother, there are 10-page ebooks. There are even 5 pages. There are even 15 pages that you can create for yourself. And then, having done that word processor, the next one you can utilize right now is Canva. Canva has lots and lots of what do they call them? Templates that you can utilize, design the front cover, make it as simple as ever, design the inside cover, the inner of it. Boom, you've gotten an ebook. The next thing you have to think about is where to go to place the ebook so that when people buy, they can download from there or they can read it. And then you now look for platforms. There's so many platforms now available to us. We have Kobo, we have Seller, we have Breadwave, and then you go and put register, and most of them are for free. You don't need to pay to be part of the platform. You register, you upload your stuff there, you put the fee, follow the steps, and then extract the link, and then you start marketing on your platform and all the other marketing strategies that you can utilize to get people to buy the book. Either they download it or they can read it right there on the platform. So for every of the product that you want to create, there are different tools for them. If you want to do video courses too, there are different tools. But the thing is, as you begin, I didn't start out with video courses. I started out with ebooks because I didn't have money for all those other things. I started out with ebooks before I started buying laptops and having videographers and all that. So for every stage that you want to build,
just start with where you are.
Yeah, start where you are. Find
the low-hanging fruits.
Make inquiries, right? And it's easy. You can even come out on a timeline. Okay, I want to create I want to do an video course. Who has done a video course? What did he use? You see people will even easily come out there and tell you, or even go ChatGPT now. Can even go there and prompt ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, I want to create a video course. What tools do I need? Boom.
And people don't even understand that, with ChatGPT, you can do so much. I call her my personal assistant. So we're going on a quick break right now. But return, of course, we'll continue this conversation. So I did tell you, the whole goal with the show is to introduce you to people that will help you execute on your dreams. My guest is Emeka Nobis. We'll be right back shortly after this time out. Keep it locked. Hello, welcome back. My name is Jerry. It's the Jerrycan Show, and today I'm having a conversation with Emeka Nobis. He is the founder of Knowledge Money University, and we've been talking about productizing and monetizing your knowledge. I just want to touch this time around on Knowledge Money University. How did you come about it?
So over the years, as before I resigned from paid employment, I was doing quite a lot. Conferences, writing ebooks, writing books, doing consultations, a whole lot that I was doing at the time. And so I sat back 2 years ago and I began to say to myself, I've done all those things. There are step-by-step processes to be able to get the results that I'm getting. Why don't I build a methodology around it so that individuals who want to do exactly the same thing I'm doing can go through those steps to be able to monetize their own knowledge. So that was how I came up with the idea. But I hadn't found the name. It was just last year that I eventually got the name. I wanted Knowledge University now, but the essence is that everything that we are doing has to lead to the money. So that was why we did Knowledge Money University, not just to come and consume knowledge, but the knowledge you're consuming has to lead to the money. So that's why.
I was watching a podcast some days back. What's this guy's name? I think he's just forgotten. And he talked about some people, when it comes to social media, they are so driven by the likes, the comments, and all of that. And for certain sets of people, everything they do on social is intentional and it's driving you towards money.
Yeah.
That's like, they know what they're doing. Exactly. They know what the platform, what the platform is. And what are the challenges, or what challenges did you face while you were, setting up this infrastructure or empire you have right now?
We are still facing challenges after all. I mean,
I understand.
When you don't face these challenges, they don't task your brain to work. Well, I would say that over the years, setting up wasn't a challenge because people had known me, people had seen me do a lot of stuff. I've done events in Port Harcourt that had like 3,000 individuals coming together in a hall, and so when I put it up, people have already known that, okay, he has been on this pathway. But the current challenge that we're having is our messaging. Our messaging in the sense that we need to reach to individuals who are intentional about their growth and can spend time to be able, and we are getting it, we're now getting and reforming it and getting it correctly. Before we are just messaging, everybody come if you want to, but now we are fine tuning our messages to tap into specific deliverables, to make individuals to know that, if you come into Knowledge Money University, this is going to be your deliverable. So one of the deliverables we're now preaching is that when you come in, you can likely earn 1 million naira speaking at an event. If you have been earning 100,000 naira, 200,000 naira, we did that research in our group and found out that just one person earns more than 1 million naira in the group. And those individuals have gone, and these are individuals who are in the 30s, their 40s, 50s and 60s. But none of them has earned, like, speaking for 45 minutes and gotten 1 million naira from an event. I mean, I've done that over time. So we made that analysis, and now we are pitching to individuals that this is what they can gain if they be part of Knowledge Money University. So that's our current challenge right now. And then if we wanted this to be an all-commerce affair, we would have known what to say. Where we'll now bring in young individuals are looking to make money sharp. But we don't want people coming into Knowledge Money University come and make sharp money. We want individuals who are grounded in the values and the culture that they are building for themselves, that can shape what they're doing right now and also for the future. So that's the current challenge we are facing right now. There's sometimes when we started out with Knowledge Money, it was exciting. We had, I think, 120 for our first, and then it dropped to 60 something. So right now we are averaging between 50 to 60 per cohort. But we know that with time, as a lot more people get to know what we're doing, which is where we are right now, we're doing what we call growth exchange. Growth exchange in the sense that we're looking out for individuals who have the same core values that we have and reaching out to them to tell them that if they talk about us, this is what we can talk about for their own brand. So we're reaching to individuals who have 1 million followers, those who have 100,000, that's what I've been doing in the past few days. And for all the individuals that have reached out, because usually for me, I know that rejection is part of the game.
Of course it is.
So I write down, if I'm going to have 30 individuals who are going to talk about Knowledge Money University, I have a list of 100, knowing that by the time I talk to these 100, maybe 30 of them. And the strategy is every day there's somebody on social media that is going to be talking about Knowledge Money University. So imagine that. Different brands here.
You perfectly understand visibility.
Yeah.
You understand that
So
you have to be out there for people to know
Absolutely.
that, as you rightly said, there's no, is it silent expert?
Yeah, nobody knows the silence. There's even something I'm planning right now. The individuals look at me, and I've been a prim and proper kind of guy, like hair shaved, beard and all that. But I'm trying to project a different
the inner child.
Not like if I walk into an environment, into a hall, into a space, people must take a look at me. Like, so now I'm thinking of maybe getting a bandana, changing
kind of like...
just kind of changing my appearance. Wearing all those big stuff, And then, like now, if you notice, I've not shaved my hair, so I'm trying to see if I can do like a bit sporty and all that, so that when I walk into the place and I have a bandana tied with Knowledge Money University, like what,
The dawn has changed.
Yeah, not changing the same, but for me to attract
the eyeballs.
Let the eyeballs be on me. And definitely, when I go to certain events, And people, the conveners who know me, they're like, oh, we have Emeka Nobis in the audience. Can he come up on stage and say 1 or 2 words? So imagine me walking on stage like that with that thing tied on my head, Knowledge Money University, and I'm like, woo, So these are the things that we are, I'm working on to be able to put the name out there so that individuals, the more we do that,
okay,
what is going to happen is that conversations will start happening. Maybe political figures, maybe people who are investors, maybe philanthropists may say, okay, what is this guy all about? What are they even doing? And they call. And by the time we have conversations, okay, let me sponsor 100 individuals. Let me sponsor 200 people, right? That's why we're doing what we're doing. So we've got to shout, we've got to be out there so that we can have as many enrollments as ever. And then we have our tech system that is doing all the recording so that by the end of the year, there's someone on standby who's going to help us to write grants. So the records are there so that by the time we start applying for grants and they see our system, they know that we have been doing something amazing over the past 1 year. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, for someone that's watching that, again, an entry or beginner level, leveraging the internet, there's audio, there's the print form, and there's audiovisual, which is video. And sometimes these platforms can be so overwhelming.
Yeah, of course.
They can be so overwhelming. So how can someone juggle, or how do you juggle, or like which platforms do people need to pay attention to the more or the most, and which ones, like, as I did say, the platforms sometimes can be so overwhelming.
So I'm going to, based on my experience, to be able to answer this question. The thing is that at this time you're starting out and you don't have money to feed you, frustration can set in.
Okay.
Right? So what I usually tell individuals at that level is to try out many things.
See what works or what sticks.
And see what works and see what sticks for you. So try out the visual, try out that. At the beginning for me, I had a stable job. So I wasn't doing videos, I wasn't doing audios, my focus was on writing. But right now, I'm not saying I'm hungry, I'm saying that now we have diversified in such a way that we are doing all different forms. But the individuals who are running stable businesses, who have income, but they're leveraging on social media to be able to expand their reach, they don't have issues with trying to do it in different forms. They are fixated on one particular form. There's a guy I know on Facebook, he doesn't do videos, just written content. 90% of the time, written content, and he gets lots of shares. Why? Because he has a great business and he takes pictures of the things he does. He's flying an aircraft, he's inside of his private helicopter and all that. And by the time he puts those things out, people are like, wow, amazing. Because people like to connect somebody who is on a journey of wealth. So at the beginning, I tell individuals now from foresight is try out as many and see what sticks. And he talked about vanity metrics. Of course, we need those things to be able to rank all the algorithm. Yesterday, we posted a video of, we do content here, and one of my staff walked in and said they wanted to arrest me because I give out knowledge and all that. Guess what? That video now has gotten 20-something thousand views, something that is not what we are used to. So the more the videos go out there, because the video ended with Knowledge Money University as as one of the scenes.
Yeah.
People get to, the more the algorithm is pushing it, people are watching it. So vanity metrics also are part of what we are doing.
All right, again, we're going to a quick short break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. It's Jerrycan Show. My guest is Emeka Nobis. We'll be right back shortly. Keep it locked right here. Thank you. Again, I did say earlier, follow who no road, you get why. No, I guess it's laughing. But it's the truth.
It's the truth, actually.
I've watched and I've seen what you're doing and what you have done. And, when you've mastered something, you know that if I do A, this is the outcome. You've mastered that very well. There was a video I watched about John Obidi, and he said when you get on any platform, the first thing someone should do is, first of all, understand the advertising platform and leverage it. But most times, organic works, but not everyone has that patience or all of that.
Yeah.
What's your take on, advertising, because sometimes you put out content and the algorithm has a way of maybe pushing your stuff out there, or you feel like this is a great content and it doesn't resonate with people. It is what it is. So what's your take on?
So the take is that, I mean, I can tell you based on hindsight to tell you that advertising can speed up your exposure.
Okay.
That's the truth. I mean, I've dwelt so much. I've experienced both sides. I've dwelt so much. When I was starting out, I dwelt so because I had a job. I had a comfortable job at the time, so I could depend on my salary, But when you're out there fully in the game, there's no bouncing back somewhere else. You know that you have to put in your feet, and you need to depend on speed to be able to reach your goals, right? So I read the other day, one guy saying, all of you who do Facebook ads and you put in 10,000 naira per day so that you can stay 30 days and you spend 300,000. Why don't you do 50,000 naira and within 6 days you've gotten, you have to squeeze time. Within 6 days, you've spent the same 300,000 naira, but gotten a lot of value, so that you can take out money again, do another 6 days, and you're shortening time. So I can tell anybody, advertising is absolutely amazing. So if you want to do Facebook ads, whichever kind of ads that you want to do, please by all means go out. If you want to do billboard, I've done billboards, I've done TV, I've done radio, I've done Facebook ads. I can tell you
to just put a brand out there.
Put the brand up there. I mean, right here in GRA, I took out 3 boards at the intersection between Market Square, what's it called, Jevnik and Genesis. Just put 3 billboards there at that intersection. You can imagine what happened in 40 days. A lot of you, who's this guy? And my number was boldly there, my face was there. So a lot of people in the city knew who I was at the time. Pastors were calling to come speak at their class. So you can see, if I had stayed back and okay, let me keep doing this on Facebook, keep writing, it may spend a lot more time to be able to get in the faces of individuals. So it's important. And then the thing with organic is that, except if you have like 500,000 followers or 300,000 followers, and depending on the kind of things that you're putting out there, it can help the organic. But I mean, with ads, trust me, you're multiplying your leverage and your reach.
There's a place I read something while you were talking. I'm just trying to recall it. I think it's the late President JF Kennedy, or I don't remember who exactly. He said he used a bicycle wheel, and everything just came back to him, and he was like the circle, being the president, and he had these other people. Using that as an analogy, Emeka Nobis as a person, as a brand, and stretching out to what. For someone that wants to be the personal brand, and then is thinking, what can I do as, let's just, for instance, now, Jerrycan as a person, there's speaking, there's writing, as a media person, what you know now, what are the, verticals that people, when they build their brand, can become like a source of income, and for them.
And the thing is, I don't like to place limitation on individuals, but all I only say to people as you're expressing and finding these verticals is not to get into overwhelm. So as much as you can do. For me, I do a lot of expressions. My writing, my speaking, a lot of things that I do, right? And then you also realize that as you grow, there's certain things you may not do anymore, and there's certain things that you can take on. Before, I used to be all over the place. Like if I'm traveling, I'm getting people to come to my hotel. But now I value my peace most times when I travel to these places. I don't do those classes. I just go speak at the event, get to my hotel, rest, do massage, and then I get back, right? So I tell individuals, as many as your verticals can be, to be able to make as much money as you can make, get out there as much as you can. Just understand that you shouldn't drive your body to overwhelm. And to shut them down. So that's why as you grow, begin to have systems in place. And system means that you begin to hand over certain things that you used to before to individuals.
So delegation.
So you delegate. Like right now, I didn't start out with anybody. But right now I have 7 members of staff, right? I have those who write content for me. I have those who create the videos for me. I have those who manage the university for me. So, and then my focus is on how to think to be able to expand the business more. So that's what it is. So as you grow, as money is coming in, you've got to be able to have that system in place. else you're going to break down one day. That's how it is, basically.
There's a video of yours I watched. I think you went to Abuja. There's this guy. He does a lot of Facebook advertising stuff. Like
yeah. I met with him.
Yeah,
that guy doesn't even have time for content. He doesn't have time for content. He just does. He can wake up like in a month. He can do like 4 pieces of. Yeah, Joel.
Yeah.
He can wake up and just do only Joel and Maui. He can only do like 4 pieces of content on his timeline, just like so that when you come, you see that this guy exists, right? But majority of his stuff is, he tells me, Emeka, I'm not interested in all these things people are doing, creating content every day. That's not his interest. He wants to make as much money as he can, better his family, better himself. He's not interested in popularity or whatever. So people have their different objectives. Me, I want to be popular. Me, I want to be known. I want to leave a legacy. I want people to call Emeka Nobis, right? I say Emeka Nobis was once like that. Emeka Nobis is great. That's my own objective. I don't have a problem with his own objective.
I understand.
And I also want to make also money to be able to also better the life of my people. So, and I love his style. His style is that
he works for him.
He puts money on ads.
Yeah.
As the results are coming, he's taking out a chunk of it and reinvesting again in ads. And that's what I want to start doing. I mean, I've called somebody who's going to come here on Wednesday to start teaching me how to also run my own ads. And I've told him, we are running conversion ads, and I told him I'm going to bring out this money on this day. The money that we make from that ad is what we are going to get half of it and put back. So you've got to be serious with me that when we are running these ads, don't give me excuses, because I'm not going to get a chunk of money somewhere and give you for testing or for running it for. So be prepared as you come in, knowing that if we are putting 50, we should be able to get 70K.
But you and I understand that when it comes to running of ads, there's a lot of things that play also. The copyrights.
Yeah, that's why we're spending time. We're spending time
the
now.
Pictures and all of
yes,
that.
Yes, we're spending time right now. Like before we got on this, I've been checking all the flyers I did for the particular courses we are going to be promoting, and taking those flyers, studying the flyers. We're going to retweak them again. He has given me a script on the video style. And the script is my usual style is not to be all that on video, but he's telling me, guy, if we want these courses to sell, I've got to bring that ginger. So the kind of video we're doing are these videos that, when you're watching video, all those like doing cut and join kind of stuff. That's the kind of, I will say something and then I'll pause, he'll cut. I'll say again, he'll cut, and then we get all those things together. That's the kind of video. So when people are watching, the thing is doing like that in their faces. So he's spending time to get all those things ready. And why I said 70K minimum is that you can spend, a friend of mine did 50K and she got about 250K in a day. So I'm saying minimum, we can do 70K, 20K is the profit. We take that 50K again and put it back for the next day. And then we keep pushing. So that's the lifestyle that I want to get into now, knowing that I've done lots of
organic, yeah.
It's time now
paid.
It's now time for me to have that, because it's a lifestyle. There are guys who have it as a lifestyle. Like they can't go any month without spending money on
of course, it's a machine.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time. The question I have for you now is, if you can say something to your younger self with the benefit of the wisdom and hindsight you have today, looking back, what would you say to your younger self?
And I can tell you for a fact, I would have said to my younger self to have used the leverage of advertising, paid advertising I wouldn't have been where I am today. I can tell you for a fact, the number of followers I have today wouldn't have been the same number of followers. Okay, so that every day I sit down, this is what I'm always telling me and Emeka, we had money from that time from Cyprus where you were working. Why didn't you put money to go more on TV? Why didn't you do money? Then how much was billboard now at that time to put billboard? How much was to go on radio? How much was jingle? You should have done all these things so your name is ringing all over the place. Right now, the business is making money, but the money that is coming now, you have family, you have staff, you have all those, you have to be able to, so for anybody who's coming into this thing and you're not married or don't have no kids, you're just your young self, I can tell you, see what you can do to be able to ride the wave faster and get us out there as much as you can. That's what I can tell my younger self and to those who are young who are coming into this same field that we have.
Thank you very much.
Grateful.
Deeply appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. We're just going to quick break right now. When we return, it will be the lightning round and we'll get to wrap things up. My name is Jerry. It's a Jerrycan Show. Enjoy. Hello, welcome back. My name is Jerry, and this is the Jerrycan Show. I'm right here with Emeka Nobis, and this is the lightning round session. So I have some rapid fire questions for him.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. You have absolutely no idea, but the whole idea is the element of immediacy. So just think, and then you give it to me.
Okay.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Simple, dedicated, passionate.
Okay, that's okay. What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I go to the toilet, I sit down there, and I start to have reflections about the day, and then create content.
Why do people have their convenience as, a safe space or safe haven where they can? It's like it's their world.
That's my safe space for me. For me, it's been like that over the years. Even though people keep telling me you get the pile and all those kind of things. I don't know why.
So how many hours do you spend in the bathroom?
Sometime between 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, because I do more than that, and when I was single, I would do close to an hour, and my pool would be shouting. I've been about. I will sing.
No, I do like 20 to 30 minutes, and then my bath just less than 10 minutes, and I'm out.
Okay, so what's the one app you can't do without, or the apps in your phone that you can't do without?
Facebook or WhatsApp.
Okay. If you could have dinner with any entrepreneur, dead or alive, who would it be?
Right now, I want to do with Tony Elumelu. Right now, although it changes from time to time, but right now,
Okay.
Tony Elumelu, I want to do it.
What's your reason?
Because what he's doing with his foundation, I think, can be very helpful to what we are building.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could relive 1 year of your life, which year would it be?
1 year of my life.
Yeah, which year?
Relive it.
Yeah.
I think 2022. 2022, I was balling in love. That was the year that I did 30 million naira from one video course.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, how did they pull it?
I don't know. I think God did for that. I think people are not used to that kind of marketing at that time. So I was all over the place. Man, the marketing was bad. I can tell you the absolute truth. So I think that's the year I like to relive again.
Okay. So what's one thing you wish you learned earlier? Yeah, one thing you wish you learned earlier.
I'll still say it again, paid marketing.
Paid marketing.
Paid advertising. I wish I learned that, earlier, starting out on this journey.
One tool you can't work without.
What tool?
One tool you can't work without.
Like in my job on a daily basis.
Yes.
Microsoft Word. Every day I type.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. This one, I want to feel it's a Tony Elumelu, but I'll just ask anyway. If you had to be stuck in an elevator with one celebrity, which would you choose?
So, okay, let me use the word of celebrity. I think I'll choose Richard Moffat Damijo because I would like to know how he's been able to bridge the gap between the young and the old. He's just, how would I use the word cross-generational?
Okay.
Like he's constantly in vogue, reinventing himself.
If you could gift yourself or your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Gift myself.
Your younger self.
My younger self.
One thing, what would it be?
I really don't know. In terms of what exactly? Is it in terms of physical?
Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Whatever.
If you could gift your younger self one thing, take your time.
Gift myself. I really don't know. I think. Would I say more time with my parents? I think I'll say that. It's now that I'm even realizing that some of the things that they didn't do while we were younger is kind of affecting us right now that we are older. They are looking for more phone calls for us to get on the phone, and it's not usual. I mean, something we didn't do when we were younger. Now my father is looking for like he get on the phone like the gist. Everything I go the gist. You know what I mean? So I think that's something I will give to myself.
Are you big on music?
I'm not really big on music. I just listen as my spirit leads.
All right, so
Daily basis.
is there a song that, let's say, instantly puts you in a good mood?
Nah, I don't have. Some days it's even the noisy ones that put me in a good mood. Some days it could be the slow ones. I don't even have anybody that will say this is not my fan or this is my rave, you know. So depends. I can wake up in the morning and decide to go slow. I can wake up in the morning and decide, fast moving sounds is what for me.
So what's one thing you can't do without, or one thing you can't start your day without?
I can't start my day without.
Yes.
As I said, social media now. When I wake up in the morning.
Okay, so the last one is...
I'm creating content and I'm reflecting.
The last one is, what's the first thing you bought with your first salary?
The first thing I bought, books. So I'll tell you the absolute truth, books. My first salary then was books. I went into, I remember the bookshop, even though they are not there right now. I went in there and I bought, I can't find where that receipt now is. I've been looking for it. I bought like 19 books at the same time back then.
You know, it's interesting, when I came into your office, I just saw books everywhere. And I'm instantly drawn to books because I have books. My library scares, even my wife scares her. And I remember when I was single, there's this guy I usually buy books from, and he told me, said, bros, buy books now you're single. Like when you get married, most times you can't. And part of what I'm enjoying right now are the books I bought, when I was...
For me, it's not really,
yes, I now have transitioned. I now have transitioned to soft copies and ebooks and all of that. Yes, I have a lot of books in my phone, but the power of books, for me, it transports me there. And sometimes I'm reading, I could feel it,
Oh, well.
So when I see people with books, I just have that connection with them.
Right now, people even gift me books. People will call me and like, okay, Emeka, I'd like to gift you some. Oh, man. I can remember a friend of mine coming from UK one time, and she was like, what will I get for you? She was thinking I was going to tell her perfumes and all. I just told her 4 books that I was looking for at the time. And she brought all of them, books by Dan Miller, the guy that owns storybrand.com. So she bought them and brought them here. I was glad. One guy also in India bought me books, mystical books. Not mystical in that sense, but books that have to do with mystics, these guys that think differently and all that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I'm grateful.
Very, very much for the time.
Thank you.
Deeply appreciate, and hopefully we could also do this again some other time in the future. Yeah. But I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you. I'm grateful, man.
So the last thing I do on the show is I open the show. You'll have to close it. And
I have to close it?
Yeah, you have to close the show. You have to just sign off your own way.
All right, so we've been on the Jerrycan Show, and I hope that you enjoyed the conversations we had. I look forward to you listening to all the conversations that Jerrycan will be holding with all the amazing individuals and personalities. So stick around and be blessed. Peace out.